It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends. I want to thank everybody that actually subscribes to me, show me love, and actually, just tune in. So today we have a recording artist. She's actually from North Carolina, and I give you Olivia Kyla.
Hello. Hey.
How you doing, girl? What's
I'm
happening? How
doing
you feeling?
fabulous. Thank
That's
you.
great. How's the weather out there in North Carolina?
Actually, I just moved to Los Angeles.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, so I'm here now, and it's great. It's great. I'm loving the weather.
Okay. Well, I was
Better
under
than
the
North
impression that you.
Carolina.
Well, I was still under the impression that you were still out there, so that's kind of cool. So let's talk about the beginning for you because I see that you actually sing in a sense of you must have been in this craft for a while. So let's talk about your childhood. How did you actually get started in singing?
Yeah, so it's funny because my mom she was a traveling gospel artist. So her
Okay.
and her mom pretty much passed down forever. They were like singing in church, and then they started like a church band. And so since I was a little girl, I would say by the time I could talk, I was already singing with my mom,
Mm-hmm.
So I was singing at church as a little kid and just pretty much all my life singing at church. And then I joined like school choir as I got older. And then when I was in high school, I was like, no, like I want to do this forever. Like,
Right.
I love this. Not only
Mm-hmm.
do I want to do it for God, but I want to be a traveling artist, like performing.
Okay. So who gave you the inspiration to actually extend yourself in that direction of being a solo artist?
I would say definitely my mom.
Okay.
My siblings are super supportive, but my mom was just like always pushing the confidence that really I feel like her mom didn't give her. So she's like, go for it, girl. Like, you got this. You can do anything through Christ. And so I did it thanks to my mom.
Okay, that's great.
hmm
And what what artists actually inspired you growing up to really, say to myself, well,
Ooh.
I want to be like her in a sense, as a solo artist.
hmm I would definitely have to say Christina Aguilera and Etta James. Because,
Okay,
back then we had like CD players, like they just started to come out with the iPods or
right.
whatever they're called. But we didn't have those yet. I just had like two CDs and it was Christina Aguilera and Etta James.
Mm-hmm.
And I would listen to them over and over again. I'm like, this is it. Like, I just love their tone of voice. And they're kind of similar to me.
Right.
So I just kind of developed like a really strong liking to how they sing and their vocal styles.
And so, do you actually write and produce your own music, or do you
I
get help
don't
with that?
produce my own music, but I do
Okay.
write. So everything I've written myself.
Okay.
Yeah, I love
So,
doing
would you
that.
say that some of your songs is actually based on some of your life experiences as well?
All of them are.
Okay.
All of them are, yeah.
So let's get one of them. At least let the viewers know it's something that you really wanted to really express, that you really wanted to come in front with.
Okay.
No, I said, can you tell the viewers actually about one of
Oh,
your life experiences that you had that you just might want to share with the viewers?
okay, yeah. So actually, a song that I released not too long ago called "I Hate Country Music."
Hmm.
Um, I really wrote that about my dad passing away,
Okay.
and he loved country music.
Right.
So it's just like very metaphorical because it's kind of insinuating that like I miss country music, which is really I miss him, and
Hmm.
how I hate listening to it because it just makes me sad and think about him. So
Right.
yeah, that song is pretty tough, but it's 100% about some things that just happened to me recently and how I'm dealing with it emotionally.
All right. So writing these songs to give you some type of confrontation
Yeah.
about some of your experiences, has it has it been soothing to you in a sense?
Oh, yes, for sure. Some people need therapy, but I need writing.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, it's a type of therapy, you
Yeah,
know.
it
Um,
is.
and so, due to the fact that you actually extended yourself into this solo career, have you done any live performance?
I
sis?
have. Yeah, I
Okay.
just did one not too long ago when I moved out here to LA.
Okay.
I just got plugged in with some people and I'm loving it. Performing live is amazing.
And so, how's the crowd response to your actual
Honestly,
performances?
a lot better than I thought. I'm glad I really humbled myself out going, into it
Mm-hmm.
because the response was just humbling and amazing and everyone was loving it. They were loving my music that I wrote. So that really just touched me that
Right.
people can relate to something that really just has to do with my life and to see
Mm-hmm.
other people enjoy it. It's just awesome.
So, as far as singing, do you want to take your craft of performances into acting or anything like that that you might have thought about actually building more of a basic fundamental thing to your craft?
Yeah, of course. Actually, I am an actress, so I have been.
Okay.
Yeah, in auditions, they'll be like, "Oh, can you sing?" I'm like, "Yes, I can," and I can write music. So it's
Okay.
definitely came in handy, and I feel like they both just kind of fit together as well. So I'm blessed to be able to do both.
Okay. So, what type of auditions were you actually auditioning for, and what was the character, and that you think that might actually fit you?
So since I've been out here, I've only done a couple commercials, but I did just meet with some agents. So we'll see what they have in mind for me.
Okay, great.
hmm
What do you expect from your crowd when you actually sing, and the energy that you get from them? What are you looking for?
When I'm looking out in the crowd, I remember performing this last time at least, when I was just seeing people just move along and just vibe to it. And some people, it even looked like they were about to cry. That's
Really?
what I'm looking for. People just really understanding what I'm saying, but also enjoying my performance and seeing
Mm-hmm.
that I'm pouring my heart not only into the lyrics that I wrote before,
Mm-hmm.
but into my performance, and just getting the same energy back was just amazing. And that's what I really look for when I go perform, is just it's just amazing. I can't explain to you how humbling it feels to see
Mm-hmm.
people love something that you wrote. So just
So
seeing that in
actually,
person.
so actually, you're into touching heart business, huh?
Yeah,
That's kind of
exactly.
cool. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I listen to your music, and you remind me of Carole King in a sense.
Oh,
When she
thank
first
you.
started singing, and
hmm
because she was very touching about some of her life experiences, and she ended up being a really great writer for a lot of major artists.
Wow.
And
Yeah. I
uh,
love Carol King, so thank you.
right.
That's a huge compliment.
I mean, really,
Yeah.
when everybody listens to music, they compare with somebody else that's been there longer than them,
Yeah.
you know, and the message is actually the same, and it's quite epic, you know. So let's talk about you in a sense of, let's say, for instance, what do you want to be at least? Well, people take it day by day, but I usually ask my artists this. Where do you find yourself at least 5 years from now? And what would you actually want to accomplish within now and then?
Um, so I'm gonna say something that might sound a little, far out there, but to me it is realistic. I know that I'm capable of doing it. It's just a matter of commitment and striving. So I see myself world tours by 5 years for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No doubt in my mind. As long as I continue to work hard and do what I'm doing now, it's gonna happen. So
Okay.
that's definitely the goal that I have set for myself, and it is feasible. So.
Let me ask you a question. Has any labels tried to pick you up as of yet?
Yeah, so actually, I do have some label meetings coming up very soon. I don't want to list any just in case,
Mm-hmm.
how that goes. So we'll see, but some things are definitely in the works. So I'm very excited.
So, what challenge did you encounter when you started doing this? It's not easy for everybody sometimes, and some people feel like they want to give up sometimes because they're not actually getting to the peak of where they're really supposed to be. Have you ever experienced that?
Oh, for sure. And it's funny because last year, I even thought when I had just moved out here, I've been here not too long. I was thinking of going to North Carolina. I was just like, I just don't know. Like, I want to pursue singing, but I just don't know if this is number one where God has called me to be. But it was all just that negative mindset, and you have to push that aside. And I think number one, the biggest struggle for me was always just from what I've come from, like my childhood. Like, my dad was really abusive to my mom, and it was just a crazy divorce, a crazy time. And then, the song that I wrote about him was actually about how he ended up committing suicide later in my teen years. And then I was kind of, I guess you could say, homeless, like just living with friend to friend, just like my mom was not in a good mental state. So from then on out, like even in high school, I realized this is the career I want to pursue. But how are you going to do that when you have no support system? You know what I mean?
Right.
So that was the biggest challenge for me, is getting out of not even a victim mentality, because I didn't have that. I knew at the moment, yes, I was a victim of something that I couldn't control,
Right.
but how to keep pushing. So that was the biggest obstacle for me. And now I'm 22. So it's been about 4 or 5 years of just constantly pushing and taking care of myself and getting myself to that point. And thank God I couldn't do it without God. But that was the biggest challenge, is just like, how do you get yourself out of that kind of situation into where you want to be?
So besides God's, who's your biggest support system right now?
I would definitely say my sister. My sister and my brother. They're super supportive. Like, I just wrote a couple songs this week that I'm thinking of presenting to the labels. And I sent it to them. And honestly, their responses just keep me going. Like, I just love how supportive they are and how honest they are, really. Because, like, if they don't like something, they will let me know.
And that's good honesty. But Olivia, right now we're going to listen to one of your tracks.
Okay.
And why you hate country music. You know what I'm saying? But listen, we're going to listen to her track, and you guys go out there and support her, and listen well. And I'm sure she has a message in it. So we'll be right back.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
I don't wanna hear another help from y'all. Change the radio station that keeps playing whiskey lullaby. I keep seeing the red trucks of sun-drop bottles on the floor. Melodies playing shows in my mind. I hate country music. I hate when you say those words to me. Lyrics bring back all the tears and memories. Rhythm stab me like 1,000 enemies. I hate country music. It reminds me of you. I know I felt, didn't want her mama. Her angel like them beaten by your twisted alibi. Finally ran away through her, torn by the drama. Hold the kids, but deep down just wanna see you again. I hate country music. I hate when you say those words to me. Lyrics bring back all the tears and memories. Rhythm stab me like 1,000 enemies. I hate country music. It reminds me of you. How do I sleep at night? Could've called and saved your life. It hurts much worse over time. Don't wanna speak a word on my mind, but here I am, singing it like a hymn to you. Oh, Daddy, I hope you're in heaven. I hope you're in heaven. How do I sleep at night? You never call
really down,
Really down.
playing the games you do. Someday, everything will be alright. Yeah, that different people make the world go round.
Because of you, my dreams are coming true.
That erases my rainy day.
Right now, I don't care who's watching.
For whatever the reason there might be.
With your love by my side, the world will be mine. You're the one for me.
Hey, we're back. This is Tyrone Lowe. This is my show, The Legends, and we have Olivia Kyla on my
Kyla.
show. Kyla. That's my granddaughter's
Everyone
name,
does it.
Kayla. Now, but you see, that's my granddaughter's name. So it's sort of like,
so you have an excuse.
yeah, exactly.
take that.
So I'm so used to saying that. So
Yeah, exactly.
instead of taking that A to a different level, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So listen, I was thinking about what you said earlier about some of the issues that you went through,
Mm-hmm.
and can you actually encourage other people that's actually going through the same thing that you're going through? Do you have any words of wisdom for them, some type of encouragement for them to actually, make them know that there's some type of hope?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. So if anyone is struggling with anything similar, or honestly any struggle, the key ingredient is God. And after that is your mindset. You literally can change your life. It's really up to you. So you can decide, do I want to, whether it be live in poverty, be homeless until I'm 30, or just sit in sadness, or do I want to take my life into my hands, pray about it, believe God is going to help me, and strive for what I want. It's really that simple. You could sit in your sadness all day if you want to, but your mindset could change your life. Your mindset is the biggest part. So that's 100% the key ingredient that I would tell anyone is God and your mindset. That can change everything.
Okay. So how do you overcome creative challenges?
Creative challenges. So, do you mean like writer's block, things like that?
Yeah, things like that. I mean, we all go through things like that. I mean, sometimes when I'm actually hosting my show, I get that block of what should I say next? You know what I mean? So, but how do you actually, deal with those challenges as far as when you're writing and, things like that?
Yeah, so it's funny. Last week I was actually in the studio, and we were getting a little bit, me and the producer that I'm working with, a little bit of writer's block on a song.
Mm-hmm.
So we just went and got a snack. I'm like, you know what? Let's go eat.
Mm-hmm.
So that really works for me, is just taking a minute away from the track and
Right.
just letting my brain have like no music. Maybe just think about, man, like this food is good.
Right.
Think about something else, and then come back to it in like 15 minutes, and bam, 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 we knocked it out. That's how it happens for me. So hopefully that helps someone else.
Do you feel at this time that your career can just take you to different places without you actually imagining at this point?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I would say I've received calls already from just what I have out now that I'm just like, wow, okay, this is super surprising, but the direction I want to go in.
Okay.
So, yeah, for sure.
Have you thought about any other types of music? I mean, you do that style of music, but you ever thought about actually going like maybe like, because we can take tracks like yours, like what I do, and I could turn it into like house music, techno, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Have you ever really considered those type of remixes as well?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. Actually, I'm going to be performing at in about 2 weeks at a show. My friend is a DJ. He makes like house music. So it's funny you mentioned that, because we're working on a track together right now. It's kind of, I guess you would say house. Yeah, it is house style. So we're working on that. And also right now, the genre that I'm going to be presenting to the labels is music that I don't have out. My passion is really, I would say, geared towards like indie alternative pop. So right now I have out some pop and some country, but that's the side of me that no one has seen yet, but I know it. My producers know it. You know what I mean?
Now, if you had a chance to actually perform with a dream artist of your choice and you wanted to be on stage with them, who would that be?
You know what's funny? Me being an artist, there's not really an artist that I compare myself to heavily or
Okay.
really just like, oh wow, I can't wait to meet them. I think they're all great at their crafts, but I'm not really a super fan, so I really don't know. Like, I loved Christina and Etta James music, listening to it growing up, but I'm like, I'm not sure. Would I choose them? There's so many good artists, you know? I would say maybe Michael Jackson, just because
Right.
my mom loved him growing up, and, you know, God bless his soul, but he's awesome. He's such a great performer, so it would be cool just to feel the energy from the audience that he gives to them. So I think, if anything, Michael Jackson for sure.
Okay. You ever considered doing a gospel EP?
Oh, yes, I have, actually. I'm a worship leader at my church. So I'm making tons of music for God, and I think about releasing that as well, like independently. So we'll see. I might just do it.
You know, I usually ask my guests this question because it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
You know, in this music of this industry itself, you know, there's a lot of craziness, ups and downs, the
Yeah.
cunning and baffling and insidious part of it. You know, is there anything that you can tell the upcoming artists that are coming out right now, you know, the do's and the don'ts and what path they should actually take?
Oh, that's good. Yeah. So go for any opportunity, except when you just feel a vibe. It's funny because somehow, and it's probably God that reveals that to me, but you just kind of know who is speaking factual and who is not. Obviously, thank God for Google and stuff nowadays. You can look up people, especially when they put an opportunity in place, but always have your own back in the sense of, let me look this person up. Let me see who they know. Maybe contact someone through Instagram that knows them before you work with them or before you sign anything with them, and
Right.
see, hey, what kind of person this is. So that's a big do and don't. And also just find yourself as an artist. I know the first couple songs that I released, that they're not out now. I just did it because it's what a producer around me was like, you would sound good doing this. So obviously, a younger girl trying to figure out herself as an artist, I was like, okay, I'll do that. I'll write to that. I can write to anything for sure. But it never felt like me. Like, I never really promoted it. I wasn't really proud of it. So be yourself. Like, I know that's so cliche to say, but really, it's taken me a couple different songs to figure out, no, like, yeah, I can write to it. It sounds good, but I don't love it. Like, I don't want to perform it. So
Right.
just be true to you, and you'll save a lot of time. And yeah.
So quickly, let's talk about your new track, you
Yeah.
know, and tell the viewers the name of it and why you did it.
Okay. Yeah, so I just dropped a song last week. It's called Daydreams. Now, this song is funny because it's super personal. It has 3 Bible verses in there that I absolutely love. So they were kind of inspiration for the verses and the bridge. And then the chorus and the rest of it it's kind of about independence and just striving for your dreams. It was really what struck me to write this was a breakup. So I dated this guy. He's a sweet guy. And it really just gave me so many cool lyrics to write to, because it's just like, yeah, no, I have to do this on my own right now. Like, I don't have time for that. So you'll see that in these lyrics, just a little hint of that. So it's like really cool because it's awesome elements that are taking place in my life right now. Like, just striving for my dreams, a little bit of a breakup, God, and just humbling yourself out and traveling also. So it's a mixture of many things in one track.
Okay. Well, you know, it's been a pleasure having you on my show. And
Thank you.
I really enjoyed having this interview with you. And somewhere along the line, come again, you know.
Yes, for sure.
So this has been another T-Lo video production. This is my show, The Legends, and my guest, Olivia Kyla. So, bye. Thank you so much. And, hey.
It was a pleasure. Thank you, Tyrone.
Bless you and at Godspeed, okay?
Amen.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.
We got some fun people in the house tonight.
This is our house.
Crush, comfort the loose mind. A piece of life. Time goes by when tomorrow is always behind. This life for body, mental, hypnotic, something not a cool. Moonlight shine on it, let's the weight on everything I can see.
For the love of house,
the dynamic soul sounds of
for the love
DJ
of dance.
Tyrone Lowe. DJ Tyrone Lowe.
That's nice, 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 nice,
The dynamic soul sounds of DJ Tyrone Lowe.
It's not just mine, his or her house. This is our house.